All right, welcome back, guys. This is Chris with Treasure Loft Racing Pigeons. Got another update on the loft today. If you guys don't mind subscribing and hit the like button, that would mean a lot to me. I appreciate it. So let's get started with the video here. So I haven't been able to post as many videos as I've wanted to in the last couple of weeks. My car died, and I've been rushing to get myself a new car. And then I spent a little bit of time in the ER because I had a kidney stone. If anybody else out there has had a kidney stone, I have a new respect for everybody that's had one of those. That was something else. So I've been busy and I haven't had enough time to create any new videos. So I'm back. Hopefully we'll get some new ones out and some things that you can enjoy. So today I've got a little bit of a mess. I know this has nothing to do with pigeons, but I'm getting the garden beds all squared away. It's always nice to come out to your loft and have it looking nice. So I've been prepping the beds. I'm going to be putting in some new plants. I planted a whole bunch of lilies and putting in some lavender plants and everything. So yeah, that's what I'm up to today. Let's go check out the loft and see what's going on inside. A lot has happened since my last couple of videos. I've taken my first round of babies and I've shipped 19 of those off to the California Pigeon Derby. A friend of mine partnered with me, so I've got 13 of my own there, and they're gonna have 6 or 8 of their own as well. So yeah, got a lot of birds at the California Pigeon Derby. That's what happened in my first round. My second round has been weaned. Let's go over to that section. So this is the weaning section. There's one pair of breeders in here. They were on their last third round. My second round is all hanging out in the aviary. So, my plans for these birds are the second round. There's a few of them that are still going to the California Pigeon Derby. And then there's 12 of them that have been spoken for a friend of mine who's flying them in the club races in Salt Lake. And then there's 15 or so that are going to go to another friend in Ogden that are going to be flown in that club. And then the third round, which are hatched and growing strong. They are going to be kept at my house, and some friends and I are going to just fly birds together. We don't have a club here, but we're just going to do it for fun. There's 4, maybe 5 of us that will probably participate, and we'll have kind of our own little club race that's unofficial. But that way we can test some more birds that way and have some fun doing it. So that's the dad sitting there on those birds. This is the mom here. This is right out of Robertson Family Racing Pigeons Loft, out of Falco Cantadora pairing. And she has produced a baby that is at the Spring Break One Loft race right now. And the first race, the baby came in 4th. The second race was something like 23rd or something around in there. And then the third race was 56th. And there's one more race coming. It's the 350-mile race. It's going to be in a few days, the beginning of this next week, middle of this next week, after the weather clears. So I've got my fingers crossed. Hope you guys are having good luck with your birds this year in the races. If you're doing the old birds or if you have any yearling one Loft races that you're participating in. But yeah, her baby has been doing well for me. Hope it does a little bit better in the last race. We'll see. So these are siblings to that bird that's doing well in the spring break. So see how they do. All right, let's go take a look at the other Loft sections, and we'll take a closer look at the third round babies over there. All right, we've got our breeding pairs. They're on their very last pair for the year. As soon as these guys are raised, I'm going to separate the pairs, put the hens in their section and the cocks in their section. But this is the last round of birds. Right down here's one of the older ones. Beautiful white pied blue bar. And we got one over here with its mom. So I had partnered with a gentleman who was going to send 4 of my babies to the Hoosier this year. This one is a sibling to the 2 that were going to go. But unfortunately, that fell through. So I don't have any birds going to the Hoosier this year. I don't know what happened. He just quit answering his phone, wouldn't respond to messages. And he either was in jail or in the hospital, or something happened, or he just changed his mind and decided not to participate. Or he's just a flake. Doesn't matter to me. But so instead of going with those 4 birds to the Hoosier, those 4 are getting sent to the California Pigeon Derby by a friend of mine. And they're going to get shipped off in 3 days on Monday. So those guys are going to be going soon. Being a good mom. This little beauty is directly out of Jonah Milka's loft. Beautiful bright eyes. A little bit of a pain. She is not a great mother. She lays 1 egg at a time, and if there's 2, she kicks it out of the nest. So we got 1 egg under there. This one down here is the baby. There were 2 eggs, but she kicked it out of the nest, so I got this one. And then there's going to be 1 last bird in here, the single one. So I think what I'll have to do is when she lays her eggs, just get them pumped by another pair. Because she just seems to really like kicking one of the eggs out. So we only get 1 at a time from her. But on the flip side, that's not a terrible thing, because that 1 bird gets all the feed, gets all the crop milk, gets all the attention and care. And she's good at that, and the dad's really good at that. So, you know, it might be that the bird ends up a little bit healthier and stronger because it's the only one being cared for. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is a single raised pigeon healthier and stronger because it gets all of its feed from its parents and doesn't have to split it up amongst 2 birds? I don't know. I kind of think that it is, but I'm curious what you guys think. Put in the comments down below what you guys think about single raised birds. Do they end up being a little healthier and stronger? Protecting her babies. In this section, we got mom and we got dad. Taking good care. This one just hatched. can see it in there. Yeah, Mom, I know. Little teeny baby. The other one is hatching soon. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some cracks in the egg there. He'll be out today. Always protect your eggs when you're putting them back in. Parents can crack them, peck holes in them. That one's hatching, so it doesn't really matter, but there's Dad. Mom. Last round of babies. All right, let's check out the next section. Same thing in here. We got the third round, final round being raised right now. So I had a viewer ask a question about these breeding boxes. They wanted to know the dimensions of these things. So I'm going to measure these so we can see how big they are. So width, basically 24 inches wide. Depth, 16 inches. And then if you count this little perch that's out front, that's 18 inches. And then depth, 17 inches. So that's the size of this box. I actually wish that it was a little bit bigger. I don't have any more room for bigger nest boxes in here. There's a door right there and it goes right up against the wall on the other side. But when the birds are in these nest boxes, they need to be able to mate inside of them, and they can do it in this size of a nest box, but it's a little bit tight. Their wings flap and they hit this panel in here. This is the door that I just store up here. And if it was just maybe 2 inches bigger, 2 inches wider, 2 inches taller, 2 inches deeper, I think it would be a lot better. So that's the size of these boxes. So the other thing is, now that I don't have a partner for birds to get sent to the Hoosier, I have another friend who is partnering with me who's sending some to the California Pigeon Derby from my loft. But if there's anybody that's ever interested in pairing up and partnering with some birds, let me know. Just reach out in the comments below and we'll see what we can make work. And if it's not this year, we can look at it next year. So I live in an area where there's no club and I don't get to fly. And there's a few people here that we're going to just do some friendly flights with, just for fun. And we'll have a club race season, but unofficially. One of the things that I've actually considered doing is creating a 4-H club for kids. I hadn't figured out how to quite do that yet, but I actually came across a video on YouTube where a woman had created a 4-H club. And it was basically like a one loft race where one of the things that's hard for people to get into this is having a loft and having birds and doing it on your own. And kids, that kind of puts a roadblock in the way of them being able to jump in and participate. So what this woman had done in creating her little 4-H club was she had a racing loft, and she had inside of it 5 to 6 birds per kid that wanted to participate, and they got flown in the club, and each kid got to fly their pigeons out of that one loft. So anyway, I thought that was a really cool idea, little one loft 4-H club kind of thing for kids. I live kind of in a rural area, and there's a lot of 4-H stuff that goes on here, so I don't know if anybody's ever tried that. I'm really curious if anybody ever has. If you have, let me know what worked and what didn't. I'd like to chat with you, so let me know. All right, guys, that is the update for my loft. Got lots of birds out at the races this year, being flown in clubs. and I'm looking really looking forward to it. Should be pretty fun. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe and like the video. That helps me a ton. Thank you very much. Appreciate you watching. We'll come back with another one. All right, catch you next time.